Hello, everybody. I know it's been a long time. I'm in rule of thirds. It's been a crazy month. A lot of soul searching, a lot of rethinking things, trying to stay safe. Bad stuff happened, dark patch in my life, but I'm back, and as a hiatus, everything is a lot better now in my life. I'm actually thankful I'm here. So what I'm gonna do? Do what I do best. Talk about a dark and fucked up movie. Anyway, so here today I'm talking about a film not a lot of people have seen actually. It has no DVD or Blu-ray release. The film wasn't even made to be released. The director of the film, Omar Drios Lopez, who is also my favorite musician of all time, and guitarist Mars Wilton at the Drive-In, makes movies just for himself. He just does it because he loves making them, and he really had no intention to release it. The first movie that ever released of it was probably his fifth movie, or fourth, I believe, called The Cinema Engine Slayer, which was released in 2010, and it was at a bunch of film festivals, and he only got released because the editor was like, "Fuck it, man! I worked too hard on this. You got to release this goddamn movie." I was like, "Sure, just submit it. I don't care." And went to film festivals. He did Q&As, and that's it. And then the second film we released was Los Chidos, which I'll talk about today. Los Chidos is described in its synopsis as a romantic comedy, pretty much, but it's a lot more than that. And the reason Rodriguez did it like this is because he always believed in Einstein's saying that if you want your children to be smart, read them fairy tales. If you want to be smarter, read them more fairy tales. Because uh, that way they understand that what they're reading, there's a fable to it, meaning it's not what you see. Especially in this kind of the world we live in, a lot of stuff is not what we see. So Omar decided to tell the story he's going to tell in a fable about the white industrialists coming to down to Mexico and kind of shaking up the foundations of this family and their treasured, how he says in the synopsis, views of homophobia, some misogyny, and racism. Because this movie, like the tagline suggests, those who don't criticize your culture don't love their mother. So that's what this movie's about. I actually showed this movie to my mom, not the whole thing, of course, because there is a scene in this film that rivals the Serbian film, and oh my god, it's fucking insane. But really, it shows how uneducated people, especially if they have their cultures, kind of pass down all these different things of misogyny and homophobia, how they can grow up. Because there's a man in this film who is very, very machismo or very macho. Like there's a funny bit where he gets the soup and says there's too much slime. Then the wife says, "Oh, here you go. I'm sorry. It's too hot," and then she has to blow on the soup for him. And it's just a little funny scene. When I showed this to my mom, she's like, "Yeah, that's a lot of men can be," and I thought it was hilarious. It's a really funny movie, especially for Latinos, that they kind of get the sense of humor Omar does. But you have to have a sense of humor, like Omar said, when you're just pointing to such dark subject, especially the male ego and how destructive it can be. So, like, the story is there's that man who's told about the abusive husband and the abused wife, and then the white industrialist man comes in and kind of changes up the whole status quo. The abused woman starts to fall for the man, and also there's also a lot of weird stuff because the man who's abusive also dresses like a woman and goes out in the night and drugs his wife and makes her fall asleep so he can go out in the night with his boyfriend, which is like weird. And Mexicans have this weird thing with transvestites. I don't know why. I remember one time I was at a Mexican restaurant and they said, "Now for the show of the transvesties." I'm like, what? Whatever. But yeah, for the most part, this film is very funny, very violent, very shocking. Not for everyone. From what I hear, a lot of people walked out in their screenings in South by Southwest. But it's a very poignant film. Really, if you can just find a screener of it, I'm not encouraging you to. I'm not saying do it, but if you ever catch a screening, because it's screening sometimes, it's been a while since it's screened, but I highly recommend it. It's a great commentary. It's a funny film, and it's what we all need to hear in this time of day of how even people's cultures can have some bad stigmas in them. All right, I hope I enjoyed this review.